let peace reign in the community. They made the appeal when they paid a visit to the market to commiserate with traders and victims following clashes between indigents and settlers in the market, resulting in destruction of lives and properties. Governor's Office correspondent David Bello was on the entourage and packaged details in this report.
According to reports from multiple sources, the clashes at Shasha Market in Ibadan started as a misunderstanding between a porter and a pregnant trader, which thereafter resulted in clashes between indigents and settlers, consequently leading to destruction of lives and properties. Governor Makinde, in company of Ondo State Governor and Chairman of Southwest Governors Forum, Rotimi Akeredolu, had visited the market to appeal for calm, as well as caution the people not to take laws into their hands. Having addressed the people at the market and craved their indulgence on the need for tolerance, brotherliness and peaceful coexistence, Governor Seyi Makinde and his Ondo State counterpart speak further at the government house.
I appealed to everybody. Let us sheath our swords. Let us be calm. We know that we have challenges. There is pent-up anger in the land. You can see that there was a lot of charged atmosphere. Even with our presence as governor there were a number of things we could not control. The atmosphere was charged. That become let the governor of the state, who is fully in charge, take charge of the situation.
I mean, what I saw out there, I couldn't really believe. The carnage, the loss of lives, they are really needless. So we'll continue to appeal to everyone. So if criminals want to take advantage of the situation, we will not allow it.
The atmosphere at Shasha Market was indeed tense with emotions and bitterness as the governors continue to prevail on all concerned to let peace reign, despite chanting and slogans of agitation by most of their aggrieved, blocking the governor from visiting some of the settlers. A family member of a slain indigene that sparked off the chain of violence reaction equally speak on the genesis of the violence and berated the police for not quickly rising up to its responsibilities.
He was trying to settle a kind of argument between a pregnant woman and Alabaru, so in the area. So along the line, another he came and hit him from behind, and he fell, and that was how he entered into coma. In the morning, I was called and told that he was dead already. The police PPRO, I read from Tribune that same night on Thursday that my uncle was a miscreant. Because even the lack of response, the irresponsible side of the police that led to the whole situation.
The governor, who would later meet with leaders of the market to find lasting solutions to the conflict, urged security officials to step up their games and fish out those hiding under the crisis to perpetuate evil. In Ibadan, David Bello reporting.
Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Eyinaya Abaribe has faulted President Muhammadu Buhari's handling of the nation's herdsmen crisis. Speaking to newsmen today, Abaribe suggested that the president's posture appeared to give fuel to the activities of these violent herdsmen. He said that the president needs to come out and condemn the actions of the criminal elements.
As a chief executive of a country, you're being ravaged by foreign elements as you claim. Why won't you come out and say it? Why won't you turn around and say, we cannot take this? I'm giving marching orders to all the security agencies and all that this cannot happen anymore. These criminal harassment will never be tolerated in this country. We don't hear it. What we heard from the inception, from 2016 all the way down is, live in peace with your neighbor and try to accommodate your countrymen, and stuff of that nature. And that now enables those who are committing these crimes that there is no punishment. And, when you see the rest of the country, eruptions here and there, all targeted at a particular segment of people, you should be very worried.
In the meantime, the presidency has urged the Nigeria police force to publish the names of Fulani herders undergoing trials in various states of the federation. It also said President Muhammadu Buhari, who is also of the Fulani ethnic stock, is not complicit in the herdsmen crisis rocking many parts of the nation. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, made this known while speaking on a program today. Shehu also described as uncharitable comments made against Buhari, adding that many criminal Fulani herders are being persecuted. He said his principal is not a showman, adding that the security agencies are working to tackle the situation.
The president is more than concerned about the ongoing situation, and he is fully conscious of the fact that it is the responsibility of his government to work with all Nigerians to secure life and to stop the ongoing crisis. For this president, for him, it is the actions that should speak for him. He's not a showman. He doesn't have to be there. And for God's sake, let's be understood. We're not trying to personalize anything. Senator Abaribe's dwelled a lot attacking President Muhammadu Buhari, saying that President had never, even at a rhetorical level, spoken against this kind of violence. That is most uncharitable. So we are not personalizing. People should not personalize. This country has problems. It requires the involvement of everyone. All hands must be on the deck to solve these problems.
And now to health matters. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has reported 520 new cases of coronavirus, bringing the total number of infected people in the country to 146,184. The health agency also registered 5 additional COVID-19 deaths due to complications from the virus, bringing the country's total death toll to 1,752. It stated that the new cases were reported in 18 states and the FCT. NCDC said Ondo State registered 120 cases, Borno 41, Ebonyi 37, Benue 33, Plateau 30, FCT 29, Nasarawa 25, same with Ogun, Edo 24, Osun 24 and Katsina 22. Kaduna State reported 21 new cases, Niger 20, Kwara 14, Ekiti 13, Yobe 10, Oyo had 4, while Bayelsa and Jigawa had 1 each. It said about 439 people have been successfully treated for COVID-19 and were discharged, raising the total number of recoveries in the country to 120,838. On the Occupy Lekki toll gate, the Nigeria police have launched a probe into allegations that people arrested on Saturday over the protest of the opening of the Lekki toll gate were molested. They warned that errant officials found to have violated the standard operating procedure would be punished. Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hakeem Odumosu, condemned the alleged inhuman treatment meted out on the protesters, saying it breached the standard operating procedure of the police. Reacting to the outrage, Odumosu said he had ordered the Deputy Commissioner of Police, State CID Kpanti, Mr. Adegoke Fayoade, to analyze the video and bring to book the errant personnel. He stated that the police would fish out those responsible for the molestation and ensure that they are punished for their unprofessional conduct. And talking business now, Nigeria's Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala looks set to be confirmed today as the first woman and first African leader of the beleaguered World Trade Organization, a near-paralyzed institution desperately needing a kickstart. The WTO has called a special General Council meeting at which the former Nigerian finance minister and World Bank veteran is expected to be formally selected as the global trade body's new director general. U.S. President Joe Biden strongly swung behind her candidacy shortly after the only other remaining contender, South Korean Trade Minister Yoo Moon-hee, pulled out. The organization is also eager to conclude the drawn-out process, having been leaderless since Brazilian career diplomat Roberto Azevedo stepped down last August, a year ahead of schedule. You're listening to the 1 p.m. news here on Splash 105.5 FM. Still ahead, Zimbabwe receives first batch of COVID-19 vaccines. And in sports, 3 Russians make history in Australian Open quarterfinals. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll bring you details of these and other stories. Don't go away.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us here on the news at 1 p.m. on Splash 105.5 FM. Turning to the foreign scene now, President Emerson Mnangagwa has announced that Zimbabwe has received its first batch of COVID-19 vaccines. The president today shared photos of a cargo plane with COVID-19 vaccines while making the announcement via his official Twitter handle. He also announced the country will start COVID-19 vaccination this week. This positions Zimbabwe as the first Southern African country to start inoculating its citizens. Meanwhile, South Africa's embattled former president Jacob Zuma failed to appear today before a judicial panel probing corruption during his 9-year tenure, again defying a court order for him to testify. 79-year-old Zuma, who has snubbed previous summons by the commission, refused to comply with the order from the Constitutional Court, which ruled last month that he has to appear before the panel this week. The court in January ruled that Zuma had no right to remain silent during the proceedings. He accuses the commission of bias and has demanded that its chair, Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, recuse himself from the anti-graft inquiry. Still on the foreign scene, Myanmar's deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi will appear in court via video conference this week over charges brought against her by the new military junta. Army Chief General has justified the February 1st coup by alleging widespread voter fraud in November's election, which Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy party swept. President Win Myint, who, like Suu Kyi, was detained in a dawn raid on February 1st, was charged with violating coronavirus restrictions when he took part in a campaign event last September that drew hundreds of people. Both are expected to be questioned on Tuesday and Wednesday after a meeting with a judge. And now to some sport. Russia has 3 men in a Grand Slam quarterfinals for the first time at the Australian Open. This was after Daniil Medvedev and Andrei Rublev made it past Mackenzie McDonald and Kasper Ruud, respectively. Earlier, unseeded American Jessica Peluga upset 5th seed Elina Svitolina 6-4, 3-6, 6-3 to reach her first career Grand Slam quarterfinal. Second seed Rafael Nadal dismissed Italy's Fabio Fognini 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 to reach the last 8 in Melbourne for a 13th time. Manchester United's fluttering Premier League title challenge suffered another blow in a 1-1 draw at struggling West Brom, while Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang hit a hat-trick in Arsenal's 4-2 win against Leeds yesterday. United have dropped points in 5 of their last 7 league games to allow Manchester City to pull 7 points clear with a game in hand. A point was enough to nudge Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men back above Leicester into second on goal difference. But that was of little consolation to United against a West Brom side that had conceded 24 goals in taking just 1 point from their previous 7 home games. And just before we go, here's a quick recap of the major headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned violence across the country and has promised to act decisively. Nigeria's Okonjo-Iweala is to be confirmed as World Trade Organization boss today. On the foreign scene, we told you that Zimbabwe has received its first batch of COVID-19 vaccines. And in sports, 3 Russians have made history in Australian Open quarterfinals. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World and Google Play Store to listen live, get news updates and opinion poll. You can also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5 and then click to download. We've now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station, and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawuwo, assisted by Ayo Olubusi. I am Charity Jerome. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for listening.
Quick, charge at 240.